The moment of my formal induction into the mob finally arrived. It was Halloween, 1975, and I was about to shed the mantle of the legitimate businessman and figuratively costume myself in the pinstripe suit and wide-brimmed fedora of the world's most notorious secret criminal organization. But I didn't know that yet. Jojo called and told me to meet him at his bar on Metropolitan Avenue in Brooklyn and to wear a suit. I was given no indication about what was to transpire. We drove to a catering house in Bennenhurst. There I was escorted to a small office down the hall from the main ballroom where 5 other recruits were nervously waiting. I knew 3 of the 5 men, including Jimmy Angelino. As I sat and waited with them, I looked around the room. If the pattern was to mix 2 guys from each hit squad, and the initiation requirement had been waived for the others, that meant 3 people had been murdered. Maybe more, to uphold the tradition that brought the 6 of us there. I was the 3rd recruit called. Jojo came out, a big smile cutting through his tight, hard features, and he nodded for me to follow him into another room. The lights in the room were dim, and the mood was as solemn as the darkness. In the center of the banquet hall, the hierarchy of the Colombo family sat on folding chairs spread out in the shape of a U. As I walked inside the U, I recognized the stern faces of the men sitting around me. The captains were on the edges, and the closer one sat to the center, the more powerful his position. I recognized Johnny Irish Matera, one of my father's soldiers who had risen to be a captain himself. Matera gave me a nod. In the exact middle of the U was Tom DeBella, the family boss. To DeBella's left was the family consigliere, Alphonse Alleyboy Pacisco, Carmine's brother. Normally, the family underboss would have been to DeBella's right, but at that time, there was no underboss. I stood in front of DeBella.
"Are you ready to take the oath of La Cosa Nostra?"
the big man asked. "Yes," I answered.
"Okay, cup your hands."
I did as I was told, and a small piece of paper materialized in DeBella's hand. DeBella lit it and dropped the flaming paper into the pocket formed in my hands.
"If you ever violate the oath of La Cosa Nostra, may you burn in hell like the fire burning in your hand,"
he warned. I felt only a tinge of heat as the paper was quickly consumed. The act was purely symbolic, not, as some believe, a show of toughness or the ability to withstand pain. DeBella grabbed my right hand in his big, rough hand, held up my thumb, and pricked it with a pin. It stung. As the blood formed into a fat drop, DeBella squeezed my thumb. The drop of blood became too heavy and spilled to the floor. Looking down, I could see the splattered drops of blood from the 2 recruits who had come before me.
"This is a blood tie,"
he intoned.
"Your allegiance to La Cosa Nostra is bound by blood. Should you ever violate this oath, your blood will be shed."
DeBella squeezed again, harder this time, and another fat drop of blood fell to the floor. The point was made. I could feel the breath of death in the room. Violate the oath, and my blood would spill in quarts, not drops. That's what it was all about. Life or death. Humanity at its most instinctive level. Follow the rules or die. The oath, we were told, included the following. Keep the secrets and traditions you will hear and learn about. Do not violate another member's wife, sister, or daughter. Never raise your hand against another member. Carry out orders. La Cosa Nostra comes before anything and everything in your life.
"Michael Franzese, do you accept and understand the blood oath and blood tie of La Cosa Nostra?"
DeBella asked. Yes, I answered solemnly.
"Good. Now you have been born again. You are Amico Nostro, a friend of ours."
I shook DeBella's hand and kissed him once on each cheek. Then I repeated this procedure with Allie Boy, Johnny Irish, Andy Russo, and the rest of the captains. The congratulations were just as serious as the rest of the ceremony. The air remained thick and tense. Any one of these men I was shaking hands with and kissing might one day be called upon to kill me. Or I might be one day be called upon to kill him. That's what struck me the most about the entire ceremony. Instant capital punishment. Often without trial or jury. It was the central theme of the evening. Death, murder, and spilled blood.